Hello, So Squad. Welcome back to another episode of the Business Sauce podcast. I'm your host, Eva Wolf, and today we're talking about my story from 0 to 6 figure in 9 months. The power of proof when no one knows you.
Business Sauce.
So, how do you build a business when you're new to the country, new to the market, and no one know who you are? It was very tough, actually. I arrived in the United States almost 2 years ago now. And when I arrived, I knew no one. I didn't really have a properly professional English. It was kind of weird, actually, because I was like a lone wolf, and it took me a lot of effort to meet people, do networking, create a circle, having new friends, having new people who I can trust, having new business friends, and growing my network was the most hard part of that story. And social proof isn't optional, obviously. It's your shortcut to trust, especially when you're starting from scratch. So, a little bit more about me. I landed in the United States with a laptop, a strong accent, and zero network, or I said, and I still hit this 6 figure in under 9 months. And today I will explain you how I did that. And I want you to believe in yourself and think that, okay, if Eva can do it, why can't do it? So this episode is for the underdog, the newcomer, the builder who knows they are great but needs the world to see it too. So you have to trust yourself. You don't need connection. You need conversion power, and proof sells faster than a pitch. So, you know, um, starting from zero was a big move. I started my first business 10 years ago in France. It was an event agency, become a digital agency during the pandemic in 2020. So my first 5 years of entrepreneurship, I was building events, like huge events. I start B2C, so little pop-ups events with tattoo artists, musician. I was doing open mic. I was doing like huge events. I start with little restaurant, maybe 100 people, then 300 people, then 500, 1,000, 3,000 was my biggest one. And these 5 years, I learned a lot about operational marketing. I was not on social media. And at this time, 10 years ago, it was the beginning of Instagram. I was still putting flyers into small business around to speak about the event I will launch next week. Everything was about the community, speaking with each other, speaking to the neighborhood, and creating a community that way. At this time, I was like 19 years old, 20 years old, almost. And I start to build all this network myself because, I'm a social person, obviously. I love people. I love speaking to people. I love going to learn about people and knowing new people. It's a lit into me. And I always been like that. So when I start to be an event planner, it was maybe meant to be. But I pushed myself hard. And even when I was stressing out so hard every single day before the new event, I was stressing out. At this time, it wasn't RSVP, it wasn't list, it wasn't nothing. No data, no emails. I remember I created my first Facebook page to put all my events into it and put also all the pictures from photographers that we took during these events. And people were following us just to find them pictures and to know what will be the next event I will launch. So at this time, the company was called Wolf Event. Wolf is my real name, so I didn't really go far to find a name. And then it became Eva Event, and all that turned into like a biggest events. Then I started to work with corporate. I did like VIP events for skincare company and like business events, conferences, and stuff that moved me from B to B to C to B to B. And Anyway, I'm speaking about that because that was my starting point. I know that can be afraid to be an entrepreneur, but at this time, I was kind of naive. I was super young and I didn't really care about anything. I wasn't doing that much money, but event planning was driving me. And it's how I start my first business. Okay. So back in 2020, pandemic, every people needed solutions. So all my old customer ask me question. Eva, can you do a website? Can you do a click and collect? Can you launch stuff on social media? Can you do campaign like that's not physical but digital campaigns? And I was like, okay. And it's all I start to learn how to code on YouTube. I dive myself into a learning session every single day for 3 months. The first locked in. And after that, when it start to work well, I start to do biggest thing. And it's how I arrive in the digital world. After that, learning the digital world, I was like, oh, okay, maybe I can become a digital nomad. And it's, I start to travel all over the world with my backpack, going here and there. I did all Asia, Australia, across every single country with my backpack, with a motorbike. Really, it's a long story, but long story short, what I'm saying is it's how I start to learn English and how I start to learn more about the digital world and how to make money on internet. At the end of all this trip, I get back in France and I was like, that's not feel home anymore. Um, when you grow up, people sometimes they don't grow up with you at the same time, and you can't do anything about that. It's life, and life sometimes the life can drive you at other points. And I was like, that's not feel home anymore. I'm done with Asia. I'm done with Oceania, Australia, all this part of the world. And I was like, okay, maybe let's go to Mexico. And it's how I arrived in Mexico. Okay, arrived in Mexico. Same, long story short. At some point, I have opportunities in the United States, and I arrived in the United States. It was 4 years ago. Start to do a lot of back and forth, fighting, working hard to get a visa approved to come live here. And when I arrived here, my company was working fucking great in Europe. I have customer in France, in Paris, Rouen, in Barcelona, Milano, Sydney, Melbourne, all over the world, and even in Mexico, in Thailand. Every single time I was going somewhere, if I wanted this contract, it was becoming a client. Okay. So I can do another episode about that. I don't want to take so much time into this topic, but I just wanted to let you know what's my foundation, what was my starting point, and how I arrived in the United States, and how I start a new business from scratch and become a six-figure in United States in less than 9 months. Because that was fucking crazy. It took me maybe 3 or 4 years to be six-figure in France. And, a six-figure in France, like you have not a lot of cash flow because you have a lot of taxes. So when I arrived here and I saw all the opportunity with this new market, I was like, okay, maybe I can move my company here, or maybe I can just open a new one here and do exactly the same thing. First error, big mistake. I did exactly the same. And people were shutting me door on my face. You're so cheap. I don't want to work with you. And I was like, wait, what? So I have skills, but my services aren't expensive enough. So you don't want to work with me. And it's all I start to understand this totally different mindset where in the United States, if this is expensive, it's quality versus in France, if it's not expensive, it's affordable. And the negotiation with European people versus negotiation with American people is two different fucking things. And anyways, so I arrived and I did exactly the same what I was doing in France. Going to see people, going around, going to the bar over there, going to the coffee over there, speaking to people, what you're doing, who are you? Are you the owner? Are you the founder? And I started to do that like everywhere, do every single networking I could, every single one, but picking the good one, the one where I knew it could be potentially some future customers. So it's the thing, you have to learn about your audiences, you have to know who is your niche, who is your audience, who is your future customer, and who you can target. Because doing networking to do networking, it doesn't make sense at all. It will just lose you the time and lose your money, obviously. So you can't do that. So you have to think, okay, this is worthy. Yes, no. Yes, I'm going straight away. No, not at that time. I will do something else during this time because my time is value and my time is super important. Okay. The psychology of trust when you're the new one. And it was a big thing too. So people are weird to trust what others have validate, especially when you're the unfamiliar face in the room. And I remember that, oh my God, people were like, oh, who are you? And I was like, I'm Eva, I'm from France. Oh my God, yeah. When I'm thinking about it, but I was so uncomfortable because I arrived in Austin, Texas, and Texan people, it's like, it's like French people, like every people know each other. So every time I was walking in a room, it was like, oh, there she is again. And I can tell every single competitor who were watching me, I was like, they don't want me to be here. And I'm the little girl, like the cutie girl coming to networking, speaking about business, speaking about what I know, because I have skills and I believe in myself and I know what I'm selling and I know where I'm good for. And sometimes when you're very confident, people start to look at you like, that's not my friend, that's my competitor. So it's very hard for you, even as a foreign. So for me, as a foreign, it was fucking hard to start to be into this circle. It took me fucking months, a year, and maybe now I start to be good, after 1 year and a half. To go every time at the same event. Now you know people, you can kiss people, you hug people. And when people notice that you know people, that they are in them circle, you start to be in them circle because they're like, oh, she knows this guy. Oh, she knows this girl. Oh, why is that friendly? And then it's another lot into the them brain, I will say, into them system. But really, it's like think like that. People sometimes they work like a software, like it's like you have to send them signals to make them click and understand that, oh, okay, maybe we can do some business together. So when you're foreign, fresh, or just getting started, proof isn't ego, it's evidence you belong here. And when I got my first customer in the United States, I promise you, the second one came straight away, the third one came straight away. And when I start to work for NBC, every people a month after 5 new contracts straight away. And why? Because you have proof and you prove that you have value and you know what you're doing and you're good at it. So when I got the opportunity to go to Paris 2024 for the Olympics game, I promise you, the months after doing all the communication, all marketing on my social media, people were coming to me and say, "Oh, Eva, you were in Paris. Oh my God, that's awesome. Oh, you work for NBC." And I was like, "Oh, well, we got a very good partnership with NBC and Peacock because we create a show called Breaking Baguette. And it was with a French chef, Kevin D'Andrea. And it's the thing, uh, this guy believed in me. He gave me this opportunity to go there. Give me proof, social proof of what I'm capable to do. And after that, I got new contract. And you have to work fucking hard to get this proof and to grow your fucking business. And I'm not saying it's easy, but with hard work, you can go into it. So you have to believe in yourself and collect proof while building from nothing. That fucking so important. Specific result builds scalable momentum. Vague praise doesn't pay the bills. So remember that. So yeah, proof strategy for the hustle for the hustler with no time to waste, it's something else I wanted to speak about. I see the time going through, so I want to be quicker. And yeah, anyways, that was my story. And if you want to learn more about it, if you want to have more spicy tips coming up, don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. And you can find all other episodes. You have so many different spice of each episode. Medium is for beginner. You have hot, medium, and super hell hot episode. And this one was hot, obviously. So remember that going from 0 to 6 figures in a new country wasn't luck. It was layered trust built one proof point at a time. And you have to believe in yourself. All right. So thank you for listening to this episode of the Business Source podcast. If you found value into this episode, again, don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. And see you soon to the next episode. Bisous.